Here we go, talking about my 4 favorite sleeper wide receivers in the class. If you learn even one thing new about the 2025 rookie class, do me a huge favor and give the video a like. Let's talk about wide receiver Jaylin Noel out of Iowa State. By far, my absolute favorite mid-round value at this point in the draft. I think if your rookie drafts happen today, he'd actually be going in the 3rd round. But I expect him to be a day 2 NFL draft selection. Wouldn't shock me if he slides into the top 50, sneaks right into a top 50 selection. And so I'm projecting his ADP to be more of a mid-second round pick. What do I love about Jaylin Noel? He's got great hands, excellent ball tracking ability. I love his ability to extend for off-target passes. He does that well while continuing in stride. Noel's got great ball skills, excellent reaction, even playing in traffic. He wins over the middle of the field. He's physical, so he has the ability to play big slot if he needs to at the next level. But that's not his only spot. You could move him around the field. I love Noel's ability to win along the boundary. He can win well downfield. In the NFL, I think he profiles best as a flanker wide receiver. You have an X guy taking top coverage. Noel could absolutely chew up underneath. He's got good speed. He's speedy off the snap, so he accelerates well. He's got great short area quickness, and he burns moving downfield. So defensive backs really struggle one-on-one. If Noel gets a step on him, it's game over. He wins off the release. He gets separation immediately, running those drag routes, those slant routes. He shakes defenders working downfield through his post, through his hitch routes, and he separates consistently, again, at all 3 levels of the field. We're not talking enough about Jaylin Noel. Great Senior Bowl, great tape. He's got good size for the NFL. I expect him to come in and immediately contribute to an NFL offense. Right now, he's my wide receiver 7. If he does sneak into that top 50 draft capital like I'm hopeful for, he could go as high as my wide receiver 5. I'm going to have a ton of exposure to him. And if you could get him in the mid-second round of your rookie drafts, you're going to be walking away with a really nice value. In my sleeper episodes, I like to highlight values at different points in the draft. So let's go ahead and talk about somebody who I think is going to go in the 3rd round of rookie drafts, and that's wide receiver Jalen Royals out of Utah State. Another guy that just is not getting the hype he deserves. Small school, but not a small school player. 6'0", 205. So Royals comes with some good size. I expect he's going to have day 2 draft capital. Why? His release. I love when wide receivers win off the release, and Royals absolutely does that. He's got sharp footwork, and he's got physical hands. So he's physical hands on the release. Royals also does well to create separation before the catch point with his handwork. I also really appreciate the fact you watch Jalen Royals. He does not get pushed off his routes. And I know what you're saying. All right, Utah State. What's the level of competition? I do have tape against Boise State. That's a playoff team. I've got Fresno State. So higher level competition I'm watching relative to what Jalen Royals is able to put out on tape. He speeds up quickly. He moves well laterally and accelerates downfield. And so that's 3 different ways to measure being fast, right? He's quick laterally. He speeds up, so he's got good acceleration, and he carries that downfield. That helps him, again, win at all 3 levels of the field. I love Royals in terms of his route running ability. He wasn't asked to do a ton at Utah State. His route tree was fairly basic, but you can see examples of him running the whole tree. He's not the most technical route runner you're going to find in the class, but he is a really talented route runner. I like the way that he wins off his post route. He wins well underneath on his drag route, and he can just be that go ball type guy. So he works primarily along the boundary at Utah State. I do think an NFL team is going to want to move him inside, play him in a flanker role, or I think Royals could do well over the middle of the field in more of a slot type role, the type of guy who could absolutely chew up the seam. At the college level, you could not put him on an island. He consistently won in one-on-one situations, and I think he's going to be able to do that at the NFL level as well. Let's move even around further. 4th round. That's what's big about the rookie big board here. We dig deep into our prospects. And if you want to get that actionable, deep insight and advice, I encourage you, head on over to patreon.com/rookiebigboard. I have over 78 rookie profiles done, articles on each of these guys, fully ranked, Over 130 total prospects ranked so far in the class. Nobody is going more in depth, which is absolutely critical when you're thinking about who is a real sleeper candidate. And then next guy that is a legitimate sleeper, I'm going to have a good amount of exposure to him, is Tai Felton, the wide receiver out of Maryland. Nobody's talking about him, and I understand why, because the Maryland passing game was so bad. But if you can pull that and isolate his tape, you're going to see a really exciting player. Tai Felton, 6'0", 186. He's a quick twitch athlete. He wins with good short area burst, and he's a very speedy wide receiver. I love his release. He separates consistently through the mid and deep field, and I love Felton's ability to shake guys and win over the middle of the field in traffic. That's something I really want to see from my wide receivers. You've heard me mention that a few times. I love that ability to win in contested situations with defensive backs draped all over you, over the middle of the field, fearlessly catching that ball and continuing upfield. He wins after the catch. So Felton is the first guy that I've talked about today that wins at a high level after the catch. He does that with fluidity, and that fluidity also helps him with his route running. He's a guy who decelerates very well. He's got flexible hips. He's able to change direction very well, and that's helping him shake defenders through his routes. Felton has reliable hands. He's got good ball skills, and he had to put those ball skills into effect a lot. He was catching a lot of balls off target, reacting late to passes thrown behind him. And again, another example of a guy who's able to catch the ball, turn upfield, and be a threat after the catch. Now, you could call this just bias or lazy because he's wearing the Maryland uniform, but I do legitimately see some DJ Moore in him, a little DJ Moore light. And if you could get that in the 4th round, I think that's going to be a really nice value. I expect Tai Felton to be an early day 3 selection, but if he ends up sneaking into day 2 of the NFL draft, don't be shocked. One more guy, he's going to go day 3. It's a little bit of a deeper pull, but I was pleasantly surprised when I flipped on the Jacorey Brooks tape, the wide receiver out of Louisville. I saw somebody who can absolutely win at the next level. So Brooks, 6'0", 186. You might remember he's a 5-star prospect, originally started at University of Alabama, ended up transferring, lands at Louisville for his senior campaign. He's got sticky hands. He extends well for off-target balls. He's got a 6'0" measure in. I swear his extension ability adds 3 or 4 inches to that. You would think he was a 6'3" wide receiver the way he's able to go up and gets balls. He catches them in stride, even balls thrown high. I like that fluidity that comes with Brooks's game. He wins in contested catch situations, and he wins in a unique way. He wins with good, consistent body positioning. He does not let defensive backs jump his routes. He's got good mental concentration, and he's able to catch the ball, hold on through contact, double coverage, not fazed by it. Jacorey Brooks is speedy off the snap. I love his ability to decelerate. That helps him win on comeback routes and get through his routes. He wins space, especially in the short field, right? And so when he's creating separation, he's doing it with his first step. He's winning right away. That helps him win out routes. That helps him win his drag routes. That helps him win his slant routes. He's got convincing footwork, though, on his comeback routes. Brooks' ability to win space on those comeback routes really makes him an effective guy that put along the boundary, and he's able to win deep one-on-one. He feels the boundary well. He's got a good feel for how to win, good body control along the boundary. So Jacorey Brooks, another example of a guy who's not going to go early in this class. Not a lot of hype at the top for the wide receiver class, but I think there's a lot of good talent, and there's a lot of opportunity to get value through the 2nd round, the 3rd round, and even the 4th round of your rookie draft. So there you go, my top 4 sleeper wide receivers in this class. There's certainly guys I like that I did not mention in this video. So go ahead, drop them in the comments. Let me know who you want to hear about, who you want my thoughts about. I've watched over 30 wide receivers in this class. So if you drop a name, I'll give you some insight on them. But if you want the real insight, the real details, the analysis, if you want to read the scouting reports on those 78 prospects, over 30 wide receivers that I've written up so far, if you want personalized advice in the Rookie Big Board Discord, head on over to patreon.com/rookiebigboard. You get all of that for just $5 a month. The link to join will be in the episode description. And folks, guess what's up next? Coming your way on the Rookie Big Board, it is rookie profile season. Here we go.